So that plugged in here for am I
6 o'clock.
Kate's a teacher.
I said, holy shit, it's supposed to be 30.
Is a teacher. She was a teacher.
Oh,
Her husband's a teacher.
oh, nice. Chemistry.
The idiot came and didn't even figure out that it was one.
Oh, nice.
Oh, look at you two.
I was being a nice guy and hired
Fun.
person.
I couldn't
Good
imagine.
evening. I'm going to call this meeting to order. This is the Bath Charter Township Board of Trustees regular meeting for Monday, December 15th. Welcome, everyone. Theoretically, this is our last meeting of the year unless we need to do some emergency changes to the budget, but it looks like we're going to do those changes tonight, so we should be okay. Would you like to do roll call?
Yep. Mr. Funes Bliss?
I'm here.
Ms. Butler Challenger here. Ms. Wilson?
Here.
Ms. Hagerman?
Here.
Ms. Kellerman?
Here.
Mr. Kotke?
Here.
Mr. Rosecrans?
Here.
Thank you.
Gang's all here. Item 2 on the agenda is civic reflection. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance and end with a moment of silence, so please stand if you're able and join us.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and now a moment of silence. Thank you. It wasn't exactly silence, right? Item 3 is approval of the agenda. I haven't heard from anyone that we need to move anything around or add or take anything off. Is that fair?
Motion to approve the agenda as written.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion, questions, concerns? All right, seeing none, we'll take a voice vote. All those in favor of approving the agenda as presented tonight, say aye. Aye. Any against? All right, motion carries. We have an agenda. Is there any conflicts of interest that needed to be disclosed tonight? I mean, all of our individual pay is on there, so we can just own that.
I want heat.
All right, hearing none, we'll go to public statement 1. This is limited to 3 minutes, designated for statements concerning items on the agenda. If you would like to speak to the board, please step up to the lectern, introduce yourself, and your 3 minutes will start. Doesn't look like we have any public who want to make a statement, so we'll move on. Items from county, state, federal, and other agencies. I see our county commissioner in the back, so I'd invite him up. Commissioner Washington.
Good evening, trustees. Dwight Washington, Park Lake Road, County Commissioner, representing Bath, and it's always a great privilege to do that and to come before you here tonight. I wanted to let you know that this meeting, because of the calendar, with the holidays, it's been very busy, but in the Thanksgiving and the Christmas, so it's actually made the Christmas Ways and Means meeting tomorrow. So it seems very fortuitous that I can come forward and share with what's on the agenda, so that if there is any interest, that the public and you are welcome to give comment. And remind everybody that the agenda is on the website, so that's always available for people to comment and show up for. It's also on Zoom now, and we also always take letters. My comments will otherwise be relatively brief today, as we are coming to the end of a calendar year, and it's closing up businesses, and really a lot of the typical issues that do come before us, and just to briefly address those, I had them right there available for me. Waste management. Courthouse will have new flooring. We're beginning to look at the jail center, so a lot of in planning updates, some of the agenda items that we typically do have. And also just studying the Board of Commissioners meetings for the upcoming year will really be what the main agendas on the items are on the agenda. I did some of the background conversation that's taken place, and it caused me to come to one of the planning and zoning committees for the township, as I heard that there was going to be discussion about data centers, and the county itself is really looking at the role of commissioners and the role of planning and zoning, what that looks like. So it was very helpful for me to come to one of our planning and zoning committees, see how they were operational and how they did things, and I think that they really do set an example for the other townships in the area for their effectiveness, and hopefully they'll be able to provide some support and leadership to some of the other counties as we go through this upcoming year and looking at the roles of different townships and their planning and zoning committees. The other thing that I wanted to bring forward is that there is also some discussion looking at Lake District and Lake District levels. And while it's just coming through Phil Hansen to the committee tomorrow, and we'll know more about what that means, but there is discussions, and there's going to be a inland lake group discussion that will taking place for the county. So hopefully Bath and the Parks and Recreation Committee will be able to be part of those discussions, as Park Lake won't be by itself in trying to solve some of these water management issues. So with that coming up, I think they said in March they would like to have that group formed for the first time, and I'll be sure to keep you informed about that. And then the last thing I'll say is that I was approached because there was a concern whether or not LEAP was given a contract, and things that I've been heard from LEAP is that, or excuse me, from the representatives in Bath Township, is that LEAP has been helpful. And while there was a 3-3 vote on whether or not they should have been, or if we should extend a contract to them, it did actually pass in a 4-3 vote, so LEAP will have that. And I think that there is some discussion that's really being generated between LEAP, the Lansing Area Economic Partnership, and also Clinton Cladless. And presumably, if you haven't, you will begin to hear more about the roles that they have and how they want to contribute to the county and Bath Township. Any questions, or was that clear? I know I kind of spit it all out.
Yeah, I got a question. You said they're gonna put a new flooring in the courthouse?
Yes.
That building's only, what, 15 years old?
I don't know that it's that young.
It's not much older than that.
They didn't like the color.
It's worn. It's on the agenda for tomorrow, and so the discussion will be made, so I will know more about it. And I'm at a loss for words right now in terms of the rationale and reason for it, but I'll look into that more closely.
Yeah, it seems like it's only been 15, maybe 20 years, but gosh, a new building like that, the floor should last 20 years.
I will bring that up with the group.
How much money is that floor gonna cost them?
I can tell you that right now. If I can pull myself to...
Tell them Bath would like to have that money for the roads.
All right. I'll pass that along.
Thank you.
Surely, thank you.
Other questions?
For his?
I did notice that you can go to the website and have the materials for any of the board or committee meetings sent to you, like we can here in Bath Township. So I signed up to get the meeting information for all of those meetings. It's been really helpful just to know what's going on and when they're meeting. So something other folks could do if they want to track what's happening. Do you know, are the Zoom meetings, or the Zoom piece of the meeting, is it recorded? Can you go back and watch it?
Yes.
Great. That's great. Much more accessible.
It made me wonder if it's artificial intelligence summarizes that stuff too, and I haven't checked into that, but that might be something that's available as well.
You guys are going to be replaced by the robots.
Well, let's hope not, otherwise I might not have a job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.
You too. Item 7 is the consent agenda. We have minutes of the Planning Commission. Would anyone like to remove the minutes from the Planning Commission for discussion later in the agenda? Hearing none, we'll take a roll call vote. If we have a motion and a second to move the consent agenda forward.
I'll make the motion to accept the consent agenda as submitted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Because this is a consent agenda, we have no discussion, and we move straight to roll call vote. Madam Clerk?
Mr. Funes Bliss?
Yes.
Ms. Butler Challenger, yes. Mr. Rosecrans?
Yes.
Ms. Hagerman? Yes. Ms. Kellerman?
Yes.
Mr. Kaki?
Yep.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Thank you.
That motion passes. Item 8, approval of the minutes. We have our minutes from the Board of Trustees meeting from the 1st of the month. Would anybody like to discuss that or move it forward in a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve them as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the Board of Trustees meeting from December 1st, 2025. Is there any discussion? All right, hearing none, we'll do a voice vote. All those in favor of approving the minutes from December 1st, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any against? All right, that motion carries. Item 9 is approval of the vouchers. I want to note that I was the first person to sign the vouchers this week.
I was second.
I was second.
Would anyone like to move the vouchers forward or have discussion?
I'll make the motion to approve the vouchers as submitted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion about the vouchers? All right, hearing none, we'll do a roll call vote.
Ms. Butler Challenger, yes. Mr. Rosecrans?
Yes.
Ms. Hagerman?
Yes.
Ms. Kellerman?
Yes.
Mr. Kotke?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Funes Bliss?
Yes,
Thank you.
that motion passes. The next treasurer's report will be on January 20th. Committee appointments, there are none. Township committee reports, there are none. That brings us to item 13, which is unfinished business. Items for introduction and discussion, we have none, but we have many, 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 many items for action tonight. Starting with a request from trustee Hagerman to talk further about employee benefits. Take it away, Kate.
I asked for this to be on the agenda just because I still had some lingering concerns about how we left the topic when we took action on giving Karen the authority to negotiate the benefits. I guess that was about a month ago now. Just because we hadn't ever gotten really a report of what this was actually gonna cost out of pocket for our employees, going from zero currently to whatever it was going to be. And as I was thinking back on it, it felt, I guess, contradictory would be the right term, that we spent, I don't know, 2 meetings worth of time saying how much we appreciate our employees and what a great job they've done, and welcoming outside agencies like the governor's office and the NTSB and others who came and also said what great employees we have and what an exceptional job they did at the plane crash and at other incidents that have happened throughout the township. And I don't just mean the first responders, but the first responders can't do what they do without all the other people doing what they do behind the scenes. And it felt kind of hollow, maybe, to say, we appreciate you, you're doing such a great job, we're so thankful that we have all of you, and then to turn around later in the meeting and say, but now we're going to ask you to start contributing a significant amount of money towards your benefits with essentially very little notice. And that just didn't sit well with me. And I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that way. Perhaps I am. But I thought that it was worth noting and to see if we could get an actual estimate of what it is costing people.
There is one at your desk right now.
Where, okay, which,
Long paper.
The big piece
the
of
big
paper.
piece of paper, okay.
I understand staff
I didn't know if we were gonna have a craft or
responded
something.
to your request by mapping out both the retirement and the insurance. Karen, do you want to tell us what this is?
Yes, so in front of you, in front of the board members, you have a spreadsheet that contains both retirement costs. It has the department, and it has at the top, and then the spaces for the corresponding employees in that department, but there are no names. So you'll see police has obviously the most amount of people in the department. The second column is the employee township retirement selection. The first number that you see there is what the employee has elected to put into their retirement. And because of their selection, what you have in the second, after the line there, the slash, you have what the township contributes. So that is the employee's choice to do 8 or 5. So you'll see that run down that column. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 employees doing 5%. The rest are doing the 8 and receiving 11. So the third column, is the employee retirement cost. So that's what the employees each put into their retirement. After that, the township cost of retirement. So The corresponding, obviously, if it's 8, you'll see that top person there is getting 9,200 that they're putting into to their retirement, and then the township is putting in 12,650 for that person. The insurance monthly cost is the amount directly from the insurance company. So that is the actual amount per month that it costs to insure that employee and whatever election, if it's their, I'll just say the first person is me, so it's me and my son. So that cost of $1,061.70 is how much it costs the township, per se, to insure my son and I. The monthly cost, or excuse me, the next cost is the annual cost of $12,740. That's how much my plan costs each year for me and my son. So the employee annual insurance cost is at that, I believe we indicated 15%. That is my contribution to my healthcare costs. It's $1,680 a year. The township's cost after my 15%, the 85% is the $11,060.40. So that's that 15%, 85% that we were talking about. So my cost, $1,680, township's cost is $11,060.40.
Can you just, what is the difference between the insurance monthly cost and the employee annual insurance cost?
In order to, we handed out to the employees the cost, it's $40 to insure a dependent. So my son costs $40 per paycheck. My cost is $30 to cover myself under our insurance. So every paycheck, I pay $70, and there's 24 paychecks a year. That total cost for the employee, that $1,680, is the total of my contribution to my health care out of my paycheck. And it's only 2 paychecks a month. So the third one, there would be no cost, if that's what you just asked, Supervisor Funes-Bliss.
It's not 26?
It's not 26, it's 24. Because some months have a third paycheck, there will be no contribution on the third paycheck. It will only be 24 paychecks.
That's dependent on if you get paid twice a month or every
It
other week.
isn't, though.
Yeah.
No, it isn't. She's
No,
saying.
No,
I'm
I'm
saying
saying
it's
that's-
24, yeah.
We
It's
have
24.
26 payrolls,
Correct.
but they're only charging it on
24,
That's
so
the
it's 2 a
difference.
month. So it's 2 a month.
And previous to this, it was 0, we paid everything, the town?
Correct, the township paid everything. There was 0 employee contribution. Any additional questions on the health care? So then when you move into, there's a little key at the bottom too, if you should have any questions. So the township is paying the entire cost for the long-term disability. So you'll see per month, that's, annual cost, $145.92. Next column is the short-term disability, which is $96.06. Column after that is life, accidental death, and dismemberment, which is $89.53 each employee. And then those feed into the final 2 columns, so I'll explain that in a second. 2 columns that we added because we're between plan years. We still have an obligation financially, and this will translate into I'm sorry, I'm having a moment. The budget amendments as well. Is the township HRA. There is still available cost for most employees that has not been expended, and they have until March 31st of the year to use that money. So there's no guarantee it will be paid out in 2025. They could utilize that money in 2026 for 25 services. So I've held it there because it could factor into the budget, and it could factor into this as well. Doesn't mean it will all be spent, but it could be spent. Same thing with the township medical reimbursement account. As you'll recall, the township was giving employees $1,500 per year that they could use on medical, dental, vision expenses. That is the obligation the township still carries for what is in those accounts and could be utilized either in 2025 or in 2026. So it's been listed here. So the final 2 columns are the total cost per employee for the township, And that's the second to last column. At the bottom, you'll see that benefits for our township employees that are listed on this page cost the township $669,000 and some change. Final column is the employee cost, so that is the cost to their retirement and their portion of the healthcare benefits. That column totals $255,000. I did some quick percentages for you. 27% of it is being borne by the employee, and 73% is being borne by the township.
And then I don't see on here the payment we have to make annually to the old pension program. Do you know offhand how much that is?
So that's $244,000.
44. So
And that's
technically,
that's
that's an additional piece that the township is paying.
Correct.
On retirement, okay.
So that's like
defined
a
benefit.
catch-up or a.
It's
Liability.
for the liability.
Liability.
The result of
Correct.
changing.
It's
that
the
isn't,
liability that still exists in the
permanent,
defined benefit.
forever.
Correct.
Yeah.
So really, that second to last column would be around 913,000 when you add in the pension payment, which shifts that percentage a bit.
And how did did we make any changes to the, I call it cash in lieu, but I don't know what you guys call it. Like if you're not
The
taking the
opt-out?
benefits, they opt out.
We did, we reduced that. And you'll see those amounts because those employees that don't receive that in the column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th column. You'll see a buyout employee plus one, buyout family, and then those amounts correspond in the other column. So buyout for an employee plus a spouse or a child is $2,220. Buyout for a family is $3,600. And then I think we do have, a single buyout. Let me locate one of those. Why am I not seeing it, Taylor? Okay. Thought we had one in police, but maybe not.
So how did it change?
It decreased. Do you recall the numbers? If you give us just one moment, Taylor can tell you those amounts. I think it's $75 for a single. It's $185 for an employee plus one, and then a $300 per family, and those are per month.
Will you say that one more time, Karen?
It is $75 for the employee only, $185 a month for the employee plus one dependent, and $300 for a family.
And what did it used to be?
It was, roughly, off the top of my head, about 180 for one employee, 460 for employee plus one, and 580 for family.
So that's almost a bigger hit than if you weren't taking the benefits. I mean, than if you are taking the benefits, then we're paying nothing.
So it is,
Right.
the way we calculated it is, for a single person, they would be paying $30 a paycheck. So that would be $60 a month, so it's slightly higher than what you would pay if you were taking the benefits. And that's the way that they're calculated, is it's slightly higher than what you would see if you were paying for the benefits out of your pocket.
The other thing that I think is important to note that you told me, Karen, is that employee annual insurance cost, you've really pooled all the employees together
Correct.
and then assigned an amount to each.
That
So
is
some folks it
correct.
would be over 15%, some folks would be under 15%.
That is correct.
But the collective is
It's
15%.
correct. It's because it's age banded, every family is different. And so Mike Hart from our broker recommended that we compute those and take approximates, averages, and then apply an amount, because he said it's easier for payroll and it's easier just in administering the plan internally.
And you said it on Blue Care Network, is that what you said?
Blue Care Network, it's a gold package.
Okay.
And the wage increase this year was at least 3%
At
for all
least.
staff?
Correct.
Okay. So the way I'm interpreting this is that everyone's paycheck actually went up.
In terms of the retirement and the,
No, in terms of cash money. The paycheck they're getting now is higher than the paycheck they were getting prior to this.
I have not run the specific numbers on that, but
Well, the math makes it so. If they were paying a 19% buy-in to the retirement program, and the max they're paying in now is 11,
correct.
plus everyone got at least a wage increase by 3%.
Correct.
And the most cost per paycheck for an employee is $190. I mean, the math says it's up.
That's why I asked if you were referring to the retirement and the
Yeah, the whole
healthcare.
package.
Yes, plus
So while we're
increases.
asking them to pay for a piece of their insurance, at the end of the day, their check is higher.
Well, it is. I mean, it should be every year, right? I mean.
No,
in
it's
theory.
dramatically higher.
Dramatically higher?
Right, because if you think 19% minus 11 is 8%, plus 3%, they've all
But that's
gotten an 11%.
assuming they're taking the benefits,
What do you mean?
right? Like if they were not taking the benefits and getting the buyout, then I don't think it would be higher.
Oh, it's
But they're getting more
definitely
money.
higher, it's absolutely higher. Because you're talking about 19% then, and they're not paying the fee, they're getting money for it. So they're actually making money on that row instead of paying it.
But I feel like they're making less money than they would have been before.
Well, that's just because we changed the buyout dollar amount.
Right.
But we can't make employees start paying and then not change the other side of the equation.
Right. I don't know, for $39,000, it just seems like a lot to ask in a short-term amount of time. That is my point.
Well, they were talking about this 10 years ago, and they didn't do it, and they should have. And it's just, where they kicked the can down the road. I was a member of that board, and I know they did. And they just kept letting it go and letting it go, and we knew they were gonna have to do it someday. Well, you either bite the bullet this year, or you bite it next year.
And where are you gonna find?
Because nobody else is gonna
$40,000
give you
in the
this kind of
budget?
money. Michigan State don't pay you anything. If your wife works at another place that has insurance, they won't cover her. They don't give you any money back. They don't give you nothing. And the new ones now are going in, are only getting their own, and they gotta pay for their wife. All the new guys.
Well, I don't think that because other people are doing this or that
That's
is
all
necessarily
universities. That ain't just everybody.
our rationale for what we do. My point here is that I feel like it's really a short-term change. Like the MERS, we knew this was coming. We talked about this for a year and a half before it happened. We had training, we had education on how it works, so we were really well informed about the process when it came time to make the changes. I don't think that was a surprise or shock to anybody. But this literally, I feel like this happened overnight, and I don't know. I've heard from a few people that there are some concerns. And
What
I
was
would-
the other option then? Because we could not keep the current plan.
No, I
So it would be no insurance.
I understand that, but I feel like the other option would be to phase in the employee contribution.
That is what she's
That's what
doing.
we did at 15% instead of the 20 that I recommended.
Okay. I just want to go on record that this is where I stand on it. And I feel that you guys are also doing the same.
Yeah, I don't think it's unreasonable for a person to pay between $64 and $190 per paycheck for a gold healthcare plan. I mean, that's the modern way that work is working.
I don't disagree with you, but I do feel that that is a big change to make on very short notice.
It is, but we were forced to make it because they couldn't keep the current insurance. So like a change had to happen. And at the end of the day, how much did our costs go up for the new plan? Say that again?
Well, it was words. In comparison to the plan that we had prior, what we were paying, it was about a 60% increase.
So we took on an extra 60% on ourselves. So while the 39,000 seems low, we've got a plus 60% on our side,
Okay.
which is cash from the township. Other thoughts, questions? And this is signed, sealed, delivered, Karen?
Yes, so people have, their forms were due, not this Monday, but last Monday. I am currently negotiating with the union in terms of the changes. So people are currently being enrolled. We do have, I think, 3 families that are still trying to figure out if they're making a change or not. But everybody else has submitted those changes.
Very concise. Good job.
It's the hard work on this.
Yeah, this is the most data I've ever seen us produce. This is great.
She has this all in her head and she just wrote it down for us.
I'm sure.
No.
No, I mean, this is the type of data we should be looking at to make all decisions.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you for this, Karen.
You're welcome.
You do have a little bit better mathematic acumen than I do. You did that pretty fast.
I'm good at maybe one thing.
Have we found it yet?
Nope. Kate, this was on for action. Did you have any action you wanted to take?
I think I was just wanted to get the tone of where everybody stands on this, that if that's what you're comfortable with, that's what you're comfortable with, and it doesn't sound like anybody's, except for me, would be interested in discussing any changes to it.
Okay. That brings us then to 13 large B small b, the second reading and adoption of zoning ordinance amendment number 31.89, landscaping.
He is not here. He was ill today.
Okay.
So if you have any questions, we will do our very best to answer them. If we cannot, you may have to postpone the action on this till January.
All right, we've
It wa-
had
yeah, it
an
was a-
introduction of this, and then we've
Correct.
had a first reading of this, so
It
it's
was
been
more
on
of an
the agenda a
administrative-
couple times
yeah.
unless somebody has discovered something in the meantime.
Plus at least twice at the planning commission.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. It, to my understanding, is an administrative renumbering of the content, so I don't think it's a substantial content-related change, so.
So can we make a motion to get this passed?
Yeah.
You have it? Go ahead and read it. Oh, I thought you meant you.
I thought you were ready.
No, I mean, I
You're the
thought
one
you-
Making the comments.
You're always the one that has it written down already, so.
Go ahead.
I'll make the motion to approve the zoning ordinance amendment 31.89.
Approve the second reading and the adoption?
Correct.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion about this ordinance? All right, hearing none, we'll take a roll call vote.
Ms. Hagerman?
Yes.
Ms. Kellerman?
Yes.
Mr. Cocky?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Funes Bliss?
Yes.
Ms. Butler Challenger, yes. Mr. Rosecrans?
Yes.
Thank you.
Item C is the proposed new committee structure. We talked about that last meeting. Just going to turn my page to that page. Based on the feedback and discussion we had, I added a couple of lines. They should be printed in blue in the memo. Kate, this was some of your thoughts about reporting to make sure that's happening on a regular basis.
Yes, there was 2 questions I had. What, oversight does the Board of Trustees have if the people selected for those committees by the staff do not seem to be working well.
Can you say that a different way, or more words?
If they don't work well with each other, or like with the staff?
Don't seem
or
to be any of the
doing-
above.
Okay, or
Any
doing
of
the
the above.
project
I
that
mean,
was set
currently,
forth.
that lies with the board, right? Like, people apply and then we have the ultimate say, and that's going away from the board except for the
Statutory committees.
statutory committees.
Right.
So from there on out, I guess I'm just wondering what sort of oversight the board has if that system isn't going well. Not that I'm anticipating that, but
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think through how these changes could play out.
Yeah, I mean, the ultimate oversight is we could change the structure. We could go back to what it was, or we could create a third option that we haven't thought of yet. But ultimately, the oversight of those staff committees would be done by staff.
Okay, I'm just thinking of, I just don't want to create a situation where people are being accused of playing favorites or excluding somebody who applied because XYZ reason. And I feel that this might make that an easier situation to happen.
Well, at the bottom of, in the middle of page 23, I added that Karen would provide us her plan for how to structure those committees. So that could be another time where we could give more direct feedback based on her plan, if we thought something like that might happen. So that's an opportunity to weigh in
Okay.
directly on the plan for structure of the committees.
Should we wait then until then, after she presents that, to ask questions?
No, I mean, I think Kate's question is well taken, but I think at that point, we'll be able to respond to something real. In this point, we're sort of guessing what could or might happen, which is, reasonable.
I didn't verbalize it very well last meeting, but that's kind of what I was groveling at the last time about, what kind of oversight we're gonna have.
Yeah.
And, well, I probably, do you mind if I ask one question?
Yeah,
I'm
go
on the
ahead.
senior services board. Are you gonna, off the top of your head, are you gonna retain that structure, or are you gonna put less people, more people?
So it
It's right here, right.
combined.
They're
Yeah,
gonna be
I-
combined.
Yes.
Those two committees will be township programs.
The recreation committee and the senior services,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
So they won't all probably be on the committee because that would be too many people. So they
Correct.
will have to choose.
So I guess, ergo, my answer is no.
Correct. They all won't be on there.
Thank you, Karen. I
Would
appreciate
board
that.
members
Well, read, Ray.
still be
It was
able
right
to
there.
serve on these committees?
That's a great question. I think that's something that Karen has to propose.
What was your question?
Can board members still serve on these
Oh.
committees?
I think there's two questions. Can board members serve on the committees, and will board members be assigned to the committees? I would imagine that if you wanted to serve on some committee, I can't imagine Karen would be like, no, you can't be on this committee. So the can, I would guess, is yes. I don't want to get ahead of Karen, but to me, the question is, does she think there needs to be a board member on each committee the way we have it structured now? And that'll be something that she'll have to wrestle with as part of her proposal.
Brian?
Oh, I'm sorry, Sherry, go ahead.
The rec committee, Adam does such a fantastic job with it, and I just don't see those two committees being combined. People who have never been to the seniors center for a meal or recreation there maybe shouldn't have that much to say about it, and I like the fact that there's people in the committee that elected us, that we serve on those committees. He serves on the senior services, I go to every meeting. And they have really two very different purposes. Combining them seems totally not conducive to good work at all.
I would argue they have the same purpose, but the way they have interpreted that purpose is two very different ways. And so in this case, they would come together and talk about programming.
I guess I would say, looking at that, I would say the logical thing is for James to oversee that combined group, because he has, input and he's good at it,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, and this would allow, especially the folks who are serving on the Senior Services Committee, to comment and have a voice in the things that they actually want to do.
And,
They want to give feedback about, there's not somebody with name tags at the front, and we're
Right.
doing too many meals this way. And at this point, that is not appropriate feedback for them, that is operational. In this new structure, they could give that feedback to James, which hopefully would flow up to Taylor and Karen as necessary to help inform decision-making on operations.
and the combined meeting would be open, so the public could come if they wanted, and all that good stuff.
Well, it's not a technical committee, so I don't know the answer to that. I think Karen would have to propose that.
And, well,
I
and
can't
that's-
imagine she's planning to do anything in hiding.
Well, no,
But it
no,
wouldn't
I'm-
be as, I don't imagine they'd sit at the dais. I imagine we'd pull,
I'm trying to anticipate the
seats out
questions
here.
I will inevitably get, from the public, so.
Yeah.
Hope you don't mind me asking that
No,
question.
that's what we're doing. That's
Yeah.
what it's for. My plan is if this passes tonight, we would invite all of the current committee members to a meeting in January to tell them about this new structure. Maybe we should do February, so then we'll have your plan done. Because then we'd have all of the information to give them.
Yeah, and she's not obligated, well, she's scheduled to do it by January 31st, so.
Yeah.
When is the last meeting in January for us? I don't have it in my head.
5, 14, 19? Oh, 20th because of MLK Day.
Oh, yeah.
That's it, yep.
Are there people on the statutory committees who are supposed to be reappointed for next year?
Yeah,
When do we do that?
whenever the apps come in.
Yeah, that won't change,
Okay.
I would assume. Correct?
I mean, it could. You guys make the decision along with me.
I thought it was you.
I recommend we as a board
Ah.
approve.
Okay.
I have a few applications that I've held, but I don't know that any of them are for statutory committees.
I don't think we've received any for statutory yet.
So we probably need to do a communication
Okay.
to those folks. Isn't that how we usually do it, Taylor?
Yeah.
At the end of the year?
Yeah,
You're up if
I
you want to
haven't-
reapply.
Term
I
is
haven't received
expiring.
them usually around like this week, which I have on my calendar is to follow up with people.
Okay. Other thoughts?
Should be interesting.
Would someone like to put this forward as a motion?
I'll make the motion to propose new committee structure.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Is this a voice vote or a roll call vote?
I'd say a roll call because we pay them.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
good call.
Okay.
Roll call vote, please. Well, any other discussion? I'm sorry. All right, roll call vote, please.
Okay. Ms. Hagerman?
Yes?
Ms. Kellerman?
No.
Mr. Kaki?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Funes Bliss?
Yes,
Ms. Butler Challenger, yes. Mr. Rosecrans?
Yes.
that motion passes. I also think that we should, at the end of the year, do some evaluation of how this has worked out. Hear some reporting from Karen and the staff. We can make any adjustments that we need, or frankly, if it bombs, we can go back to the old structure or make up a new structure. At least I think this is a change that will give some direction to folks who have been asking us for direction for quite a long time. Thank you. So that brings us to the 2026 meeting schedule. Deputy Superintendent, did you want to make any comments on this?
I included two versions as you requested, dependent on what the outcome of committees would be. So since you have voted to change the committee structure, then the first schedule, the one that is just for the board and the statutory committees, is the one that you should approve. if
Pages
you-
24 and 25?
Correct, if you are in support of that.
All right, sounds good. How do we want to handle this, team?
I'll make a motion to accept the 2026 meeting
I
schedule.
think you should check with the committees to make sure these dates work for them.
I already have checked
So
with
that's-
You already
the
have
statutory
them?
committees,
They
yeah.
have?
Yeah.
Statutory,
Okay.
yeah. I'll
All
second.
right.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. This is a voice vote?
Voice vote, yeah.
All right. Any other discussion about meeting dates?
So the first one is the one we're going with?
Correct.
Okay.
24 and 25 in your packet.
Yeah.
All right, all those in favor of approving pages 24 and 25 of the packet, which is the Board of Trustees and Statutory Committee meeting dates for next year, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that motion carries.
Was that Jennifer and Ray?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, adoption of the 2026 fiscal year budget. I'll turn it over to the superintendent.
Thank you. What you have in your packet tonight and what you received, in addition to that packet, was an updated General Appropriations Act resolution. It has. Oh,
Are you guys hot?
yes.
It's getting warm.
Ryan just said, he goes, it's getting kind of warm up here now.
Oh, it's 75
They
in
must
here.
have like fixed the
Yeah.
furnace
They must
when
have
they came
fixed
in.
the furnace.
I can feel it like right here.
Oh, you can feel it? Okay.
So it must have, they must have.
He
fixed
was
it between
concerned
5
that
and 6:30.
possibly the vent outside had gotten frozen over and potentially was
Oh,
not
yep.
bringing air, so I guess,
Yeah.
I guess we're all toasty warm.
Yeah. It was cold in here, really. It was 60.
So I am holding up, this was in your mailboxes and was distributed via email and online. There's a highlighted version. This is the appropriate version. This changed as a result of adding those benefits, calculating those benefits into the different department benefit line items. Because the township is paying the entire cost up front and recouping those costs from the employees from their paycheck, that in our accounting, that comes in a different account. So this, these benefits line items had to reflect the entire cost of the benefits. So in some cases, it took the expenditures up in some of the departments, so this had to be recalculated. This is a typical resolution that outlines all of the responsibilities of the budget in my office, in the township board, and of the treasurer's office. It indicates that this is adopted by a cost center, and so it's not a line item budget, which means when we look at the budget for auditing and accounting purposes, each line doesn't have to be balanced. It is the overall cost center. It also indicates how we budget monitor and any violations of this act. I won't bore you with all the details, but on page, it's the second page of the document, there is an outline of, it's not the one that's in your packet, it was the separate one, so, sorry. There is an accounting of how much each department will cost. You will see, as a reference, the township board increased significantly, and that is because that $244,000 liability payment to MERS has been contained in that line, and therefore increasing those significantly. You will see at the bottom of that page that the expenditures from the general fund are $4,879,479.44. That is going to equate in a use of fund balance because your revenues are going to be $4,319,740.10. So you have about a $575,000 expenditure from your general fund balance. That means you're dipping into the township's savings account in order to adopt this budget. Any questions for me?
I get $559 for the use of fund balance.
When I ran the report straight out of BSNA, it was $575,817.34.
Do you know where the discrepancy is?
I cannot tell you where that is at this time. But what I can tell you is some of the departments increased, so it is very possible that that is where that number changed.
I'm just, with the number in the memo, I'm just doing the simple math of subtracting the expenditures from the revenue? Am I missing a piece of that? I know that's pretty oversimplified.
It could be because BSNA is taking several items into factor, but let me just, give me 1 second, please. I cannot tell you because you are correct, your math is correct, but BSNA tells me it's different, so.
They know something we don't.
Perhaps, or I data entered something incorrectly. It's a difference of about $15,000.
I was just running the numbers here to see if any of those ones are off, because that would account for it. Nope, that adds up. So something must be wrong in the software then. All right, other questions, thoughts? The good news is this is less use of fund balance than you had first pitched.
Correct.
The bad news is it's still a tremendous amount of fund balance.
Correct.
That this is why we will need to be talking about revenue next year. Or cuts, honestly. If there's no further questions or concerns, in order to move this forward, we would need a motion in a second.
I move to accept the budget as printed.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All right, hearing none, we'll do a roll call vote.
Ms. Kellerman,
Yes.
Mr. Catke,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Funes Bliss.
Yes.
Ms. Butler Challenger, yes. Mr. Rosecrans.
Yes,
Ms. Hagerman.
Yes.
So that passes. That was 13 large B, small e, little I. Next up is a resolution for exemption from publicly funded health insurance contribution acts. Do you want to walk us through that, Karen?
I do. So each year, we are required to adopt this if we don't maintain a cap on spending for healthcare. Of course, you heard tonight, the cost of our benefits is rising, and therefore we need to exempt ourselves from that cap that's provided by the state. This resolution number 2025-16 is the vehicle for us to do that and is required by us to adopt the budget and also by our auditors for the auditing purposes.
Do you know off the top of your head what the mandated cost sharing is in the act?
I think it's a hard cap. I have not, is that a number you know? No? I don't. Okay. Give me just 1 second. PA. It is an 80-20% cost share, and I don't know what the actual number is for 2026.
That's interesting. We were close to that 20 there in the last,
Correct.
well, that's a retirement. I'm mixing the issues, sorry. All right. Folks want to,
Looking for a motion?
yeah,
I'll make the motion to accept resolution number 2025-16. Public Act, a resolution to exempt Bath Charter Township from the requirements of Public Act 152 of 2011, the Publicly Funded Health Insurance Contribution Act.
Thank you, Ray. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any other questions? Karen, if we do increase the employee cost share next year to 20%, as we've talked about, would we not then need to exempt ourselves from
We would
this?
have to take a look. I pulled the document up, and there are several, I think, calculations that would need to be run to see if we needed to continue to opt out, or if we would
Okay.
be under the cap.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? We'll do a roll call vote.
Mr. Kotke?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Funes Bliss?
Yes.
Ms. Butler Challenger, yes. Mr. Rosecrans?
Yes.
Ms. Hagerman?
Yes.
Ms. Kellerman?
Yes.
Thank you.
That motion passes. That resolution passes, rather. Now we're on III, resolution to establish the township supervisor's salary. Can you just give us a refresher why we do this, Karen?
Because we don't have an annual meeting, and because we don't have, I believe, a compensation group, we in fact have you set the salaries for each public official. So we have resolutions for each of those that are listed here that go along with the adoption of the budget.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So the first one is the supervisor's salary, and shall be set at $20,404.30.
And you did the same as you did for staff on these 3%?
3%,
Okay.
correct.
How do you feel about that, Supervisor?
I think that's fine.
Just because your name's on here, so thought I should ask you.
I do this job for the glory, not the money.
There you go. For the crown.
Yeah. All right, does someone want to move this forward?
I'll make a motion to accept the resolution to establish township supervisor's salary, resolution number 2025-17.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Another roll call vote?
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Funes Bliss?
Yes.
Ms. Butler Challenger, yes. Mr. Rosecrans?
Yes.
Ms. Hagerman?
Yes.
Ms. Kellerman?
Yes.
Mr. Kotke?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you. That brings us to little EIV, resolution to establish the township clerk's salary. And this is a little different, Karen, right? Because we've got the clerk and the treasurer operating as full-time people.
Correct.
In the office.
Correct. And with the increase in election responsibilities as well as the training that has been attained by the clerk, this was increased this year outside of the 3%.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Discussion or a motion on this?
I'll make a motion to accept the resolution number 2025-18, the resolution to establish the township clerk's salary.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll go to a roll call vote.
Mr. Funes Bliss?
Yes.
Ms. Butler Challenger, yes. Mr. Rosecrans?
Yes.
Ms. Hagerman?
Yes.
Ms. Kellerman?
Yes.
Mr. Kotke?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Thank you.
That resolution passes. Thank you. That brings us to resolution number 2025-19, which is item V on our agenda. Resolution to establish township treasurer's salary.
This was in line with the 3% for setting the salary at a total of $86,623, which is resolution 2025-19.
Thank you. Discussion or a motion to move forward?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-19 to establish the township treasurer's salary.
Second.
We have a motion and multiple seconds. Any discussion?
It's because we like the treasurer, that's why.
Hearing none, we'll do another roll call vote.
Ms. Butler Challenger, yes. Mr. Rosecrans?
Yes.
Ms. Hagerman?
Yes.
Ms. Kellerman?
Yes.
Mr. Kotke?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Funes Bliss?
Yes.
Thank you.
That brings us to item VI, the resolution to establish the Township Office of Trustee salary.
So resolution 2025-20, last but certainly not least, our trustees shall receive $6,133.65 each per year. Was also at the 3%.
You gotta round these things up or down in the future.
I know you hate it.
I hate those.
So it'd be 6134.
That's 65 cents.
I'll make the motion to approve resolution number 2025-20, resolution to establish Township Office of Trustee salary.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll do another roll call vote.
Ms. Hagerman?
Yes.
Ms. Kellerman?
Yes.
Mr. Kaki?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Funes Bliss?
Yes.
Ms. Butler Challenger, yes. Mr. Rosecrans?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. That motion passes. That brings us to item F on our agenda, 2025 budget amendments.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. So this will seem a little odd to you, but it's really about what happens on the back end of the budget. In the general fund, which is the first round listed of budget amendments on page 1, which total a total of $170,000. These are really, no new money will be needed to cover these. I would offer you that the general fund is currently flush with $700,000. And I would characterize this as a moving around of expenses where they have not been needed and where they currently are needed. And that would include 3 areas of benefits for the superintendent's office, the clerk's office, and the treasurer's office. There are still those obligations that I pointed out to you in the spreadsheet from the beginning of our meeting, and this money would cover those. So this is not, in fact, saying this money will be spent, but if it is needed, it will be there to cover the benefits. Computer services was another area of significance where we did a lot of work this year. There was a lot of new equipment, and unfortunately, we were over in both of those areas as well. 2 of the items, which is telephone, fiber optic, and then the utilities came in with increases this year. So these were unplanned increases that we're just seeing through our utilities and of course must cover. And we will watch those as time goes on, because of course they just continue to increase. As well as the legal services, the last one, their contractual and professional services. This was an estimate that Helen Mills helped me go through. We have our November bill. What she did was estimate the work that we have currently, and she estimated high at $20,000 or $10,000 for that second bill, that last December bill. So this is a high estimate. We probably won't use the entire amount, but it is there so that we don't have to come back together if we don't have to cover those expenses.
I didn't get one of these. Can I have one? Not in this moment, but
Oh,
at some point.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Was your packet not complete?
Is it in the packet?
It was in the
Yes.
packet.
I think this was
Oh, no, this
separate.
came with the
Oh,
budget.
in the
I'm
packet.
sorry.
This came with
I'm
the
so
Was it
sorry.
Clipped in this?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Right there. Now you guys all looking.
Maybe you didn't get it.
Wasn't on purpose. I apologize for the oversight. You can have mine if you'd like it.
No, no worries. I
The
looked over
second-
Brenda's shoulder.
Mine's all written on, so.
I was pausing for questions about the general fund, but I can continue on with the public safety fund.
Good. I do have a question. You
Yes.
said the general fund is flush with $740,000?
$700,000.
To the black.
Correct.
Correct.
She said 700, exactly, yes.
That's great.
So we are underspending at a rate that pleases me greatly. So I offered that this is in fact a shifting of expenses, not any new money to be used.
Yeah.
Okay. Similarly, in the public safety fund, we are underspending at an amount of $629,000, which means we haven't even dipped into the amount that gets transferred in from the general fund, which is $615,000. We're very close to it. So I can offer you that when I work with the accounts at the end of the year, we will not be transferring in all $615,000. So in fact, I know that you all realize that we had some significant spends this year in both police and fire, predominantly fire because of the condition of the tires on our fire trucks and some of the condition of the apparatus and the equipment. So we have in fact cleared up many, if not all of those issues. And we are sitting good in terms of our equipment and our trucks. Obviously, we have in the budget for next year apparatus replacement, so we will continue on with the replacement of our vehicles. But at this time, we are underspending there as well. So the items that you see are also a shifting of those funds to ensure that we have covered some of the more significant costs, such as the repair and maintenance of the vehicles at $40,000. So where it wasn't, what I'm trying to ensure is that we don't have big gaps where we don't have the funds in each department. So it's, again, a reshifting of the money. No new money will be expended. Questions on public safety?
I feel like we're tempting fate by saying it's like that.
Don't.
I refrain from saying, I promise.
You aren't, though, making any cuts in the budget.
Correct.
So really, we are budgeting for an overspend, but we know it's flush.
In different places, correct, correct. And then the final two on that second page are the farmer's market. I am recognizing some fund balance use, $550, that will go in to cover community promotion. We don't necessarily have to take these steps in the funds. I'm not required to do that and have board approval of those, but in an effort to be transparent with you, I'm letting you know that we need that $550 because we spent more out of community promotion, but they do have fund balance to cover that. As such, in the Downtown Development Authority, I am recognizing some interest that we received off the treasurer's investments and an expenditure of $7,700 that will, in effect, spend the remaining fund balance out of the DDA, which was spent on sidewalks in the township.
I thought that was expended. Couldn't remember. what it was.
We were very close, and
Yeah.
so now this is the last of those remaining funds, and it will be at zero balance. Questions about those? In my best estimation, and not to tempt fate or the gods, we will hopefully not need to come together, but I will keep, I watch a daily watch on the budget as we move through the rest of this year to ensure that we won't have any issues that come up that need to be dealt with.
I was really looking forward to Christmas Eve with you all.
Oh, I mean,
You can
I
come.
can ask for it.
We can bring us some food.
Any other questions on the budget amendments? All right, would someone like to move this forward?
I'll make a motion to accept the 2025 budget amendments for the fourth quarter.
A second?
We have a motion and a second to approve the 2025 budget amendments for the fourth quarter. Any other discussion? All right, that's a roll call vote too, eh?
Was it Jen
Yes.
first and who was second?
Either Al or Ray.
I wrote Ray, but.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Kellerman,
Yes.
Mr. Kaki,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson,
Yes.
Mr. Funes Bliss.
Yes.
Ms. Butler Challenger, yes. Mr. Rosecrans,
Yes,
Ms. Hagerman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
That
you.
motion carries, thank you. That's the end of unfinished business, which brings us to 14 new business items for introduction and discussion. We have none, but we do have a couple of items for action. 14 Big B, Small A, 2026 Federal Poverty Guidelines, and I see our assessor is here to talk to us about that.
Beth Baki, assessor. You have before you your federal poverty guidelines that you adopt each year. In the last few years, you've been adopting the 10% over the federal poverty guidelines. You can adopt something higher, but you cannot adopt something lower. This has helped. You had 3 poverty applications that came through this year. One of them was between that federal poverty guideline and the 10% over, so you were able to help that family be able to have that, exemption this year. 2 of them still qualified within that federal guideline that you adopted, or that you would have automatically adopted anyways, so that did help. We did not have any that were even higher than that did apply, so it would be my recommendation to still adopt at that 10% over the federal guidelines, again, this year. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
Do you think we'd scoop up any other folks if we went to like 15 or something like that?
know that we would have anybody else that would come in. If we started to see somebody that applied that was on that cusp that we denied, I would bring that forth to you, but I've not had somebody that had came through.
Okay.
So we could take action on it later if need be.
We would be able to take action later on this year, they would be denied at that time, but then I would bring that to you, that's how he started being at the 10% over.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think that makes sense. It's hard to tell if people
It's just
who
a
are
lot.
over that don't come because they know they're over that, but
You just don't know.
you just don't know.
I suppose they would just need to apply, which would then trigger a
Yeah,
discussion about it.
it's just so little money. I mean, it costs us probably like $2,000 or $3,000.
About $4,000
For-
probably.
All right. Do you want to move this?
I mean, I guess that's, I should declare that it's probably $4,000 for each one. It's not us, so that's a small portion to Bath Township. It's all the other entities that we collect for. So it's not Bath Township funds. We're actually doing that for all the other entities. So it would be affecting the county, it'd be affecting the schools, Clayton Transit, the library, Clayton
LCC.
Retail. So it's everybody that we collect for, not just, we're being the fiduciaries for all the entities, not just Bath Township.
And none of those entities have come to us and said, please don't do this.
I don't even know if they realize we're doing it, to be honest. All right, someone want to move this forward?
This is just introduction, isn't it? Or we gotta vote on it?
Because this is our last meeting, I think you need this before next year, right?
Well, I mean, it would be best to do that, but we can do it next year if that's what you really so move to want to.
Yeah, it's on items for action, so unless you want to pause it, we,
Oh, down here it's on an action. Okay, I move, this is resolution 2025-21. I move that we accept the resolution 2025-21.
I'll second it.
we have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll take a roll call vote.
Mr. Kratky?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Fields Bliss?
Yes.
Ms. Butler Challenger, yes. Mr. Rosecrans?
Yes,
Ms. Hagerman?
Yes.
Ms. Kellerman?
Yes.
Thank you.
That motion passes, that resolution stands. Thank you, Beth. Item 14, big B, little b, is closed session to consider personnel evaluation of the superintendent pursuant to her request, which is an allowable legal way for us to go into closed session for MCL 15.2681A. Would anyone like to move to
I move we go into closed
closed
session.
session?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, we'll move into closed session. For those in the audience, we will be back soon. I would suggest there's a couple of pieces of paper at your desk that you will want to take with you.
What's
No?
the thing with red on there?
That was in your email.
Oh, that's the, yeah.
Can we get copies of this stuff for everybody?
You can, yes, you can.
Do you want mine?
Everybody has the contract,
Okay.
Yeah.
but we'll make copies of the,
Do you want mine?
no, I
Should have started in there.
Yeah.
God, no, it got 15 degrees cooler in here.
Yeah, it did, feels, yeah.
Yeah,
At
no
least
kidding.
15, I would say.
Well,
Air in there, right?
Yeah, that's gotta be it. For sure.
I went to that governor's literacy event today, and it was at the Detroit Science Center, and it was in like the planetarium, so all of the chairs like go back, and it gets dark, and I was like, this is an invitation for me.
Well, I went to the planetarium on MSU, and the way it moves and stuff, it caused like motion sickness, and yeah, I can't do it.
Stay away from the sphere.
Yep.
All right, I'll call this meeting back to order. We are on item 15, the superintendent's report. Take it away.
Thank you. I'll try to make this brief. I have several topics to share with you. This week, another sidewalk flyer was directly mailed to all township residents that have sidewalk on their property. We have embarked on an educational process throughout the last few months of you have sidewalks and here's why you should take care of them. The flyer that came this week was more of it's a responsibility to take care of them, and it's also good because we have children walking to school and people that are in need of those, that don't have transportation or are just out for recreation. So we will begin with the ordinance compliance officer visiting those properties and having a conversation with them. If they do not clear their sidewalks, they'll have 24 hours to clear. And it's my hope that we won't have to ticket anyone that's not clearing, but if we need to, we will do that. But we met as a staff to go over that process, and I think we've done a good job of reaching out in the township newsletters, the tax bill insert, the sewer insert, and are making inroads with that. I saw a discussion on Facebook recently about it, so we felt it was time for kind of a next step, and hopefully that will be successful. So we'll continue to do that.
Can I ask a question about that?
Yes, you may, please.
I remember a couple of years ago, we realized that it was our responsibility to plow the sidewalks down on Marsh Road in that crazy.
Marsh and Saginaw.
Yeah.
Are we doing that?
We have not. We need to revisit that again because it was my understanding that that was being done by Meridian, and I think John Reich, our planning chairman, brought it to our attention that was not being done, and I was recently told that it was in fact in need of it. So we will revisit that and figure out what we need to do in that area. But we may benefit from working with the municipality that's near there to do that, because taking equipment down there could be a lot, and potentially just we don't monitor it regularly, so it may be of value to explore that with Meridian.
Yeah, I seem to remember Meridian agreeing to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. From Marsh Road to the doctor's office. They're not, I don't know whose responsibility that is, but it's a sidewalk there. And I think whether we send a truck over to do that, one block.
Yeah. I'll work with DPW and our ordinance compliance officer to work through that, to see what we can do.
You're talking the surgical center
Yeah.
out in front of Meyer?
Yeah,
Oh, that,
getting back towards Marsh Road,
okay,
right there at the light.
okay,
Nobody plows that.
okay.
On the north side.
Yeah.
Correct,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And the kids, we
It's
surely don't
very
want.
helpful when we hear those things as staff. We're not everywhere all at once, so if you notice those things, don't hesitate to text, call, or let us know, because it is important for us to be able to monitor those
Yeah.
and enforce or encourage cleaning.
And I will say that the MDOT, at the day they were in here, I think John was there at the time, they told us to stay the hell out of the intersection. That's the words they used.
MDOT did, yeah.
MDOT did. And so that's the reason we've always tried to find some way to get it cleaned up, because people do walk that every day now.
They do, and I want it to be safe, so.
I think it's helpful as we're telling everyone else about their responsibility, is that we're living up to our responsibility too.
Also very correct, yes. The second item I had is, we are currently still in negotiations with the police unions. We were close to an agreement, prior to healthcare. Since healthcare occurred, they asked to have some discussions on that. They have been productive. An offer came in, a counter offer was proposed, and we actually, Lizzie and I were able to cancel our Friday afternoon bargaining session with them. So I think we're making some positive inroads, and I don't think we're far from an agreement, but we haven't heard back from them yet. But we wanted to give them time to ponder the counter offer and then come back to us with something else. So we are working towards a resolution, and I think we're very close. So that will be before you when it is ready. We continue to meet with the Road Commission and Prine and Newhoff on Chandler Road. Unfortunately, this project is just a project that won't stop getting larger in the amount that it takes to complete it. It's no secret that the project is over budget. We were trying to determine this last week if it was prudent to go to bidding to see what realistically companies might bid on the project. We all determined that we would feel a little better if we scaled it back some. So there were some levers that we could pull with some lift stations and sewer in the road that we are currently redesigning with engineering, and then we'll come back together and hopefully then be able to proceed towards bidding in January. So this is a labor of love. Like it is money that was a gift from the state, but this has been a difficult project. So we will continue to whittle away at it. I think it's a valuable project for that corridor. It's just proven to be challenging. So, but yes, please.
Did you review the list of projects that the House canceled, the work projects from
I-
last week?
I did not.
Because that could be on there, because it is a work project.
So I think Doug Steffen indicated it is still on the list. We are still a go. It was not on the list, but I will verify that. I forgot that you had
Someone should
mentioned
look
that
at
to
the
me.
list.
Yes,
It just,
Yeah.
it's crazy town,
yeah,
all the things that they cut.
yeah, I heard that. I think you mentioned that to me as well, so I'll verify that tomorrow. But it may look a little different when it comes back to this group, but we're all doing our best to work with the money we have. We will need to bond, some to pay for this, but it's not a blank check, so we will continue to scale it appropriately, to the economy and to what we think we'll see, in bidding. So let me just make a note about reviewing that list.
It was on the list?
Still on the list, yeah.
Good. Of being funded, you mean?
The funded list?
Yeah, okay.
Not on the cut list? Okay.
The road committee will get together very soon, probably right after the holidays, to review road projects that we've received from Clinton County Road Commission. The road committee usually reviews those and suggests what projects we should undertake here in the township. They'll go to bid, we'll get some prices, and we'll verify that we can in fact do those for the amount that we have budgeted. And then you will see the contracts, of course, when they come in from the road commission. So that work will be undertaken very soon. End of year, always a very chaotic time in terms of paying committee members, W-2s, all those year-end processes that play out. As a reminder, we did give you all some paperwork tonight. I heard Kate say that it said turn it in, but not to who. If you could return it to the township front office, the Dropbox, Taylor, Samantha, myself, any of us will take that for you. But we have changed companies, so it's very important that you fill out that paperwork so we can get you enrolled in those benefits that come to you as board members.
In case we didn't get dismembered.
Correct. I don't want that, but if it should happen. Police and fire, my gentleman left us tonight, are undergoing an inordinate amount of sick people, injuries, surgeries. Our police department, we had as I was mentioning earlier, an injury in the police department last evening. We're thankful it wasn't worse than it is, because we would be at crisis level if we did not have this person as a field training officer. And so every time somebody goes down, it really impacts both departments. So just trying to keep people healthy and on the go. So the treasurer and I this week have some concerns moving forward with our audit. We are working with Maynard Costerison, our accountant, and the auditors decided that they were going to change the person and informed me through an email. That's not usually how that works. The timing does not work for us, and we had some concerns over the last couple of years of coming late to the board with their presentation. So we're, at this time, a little unhappy with the services we're receiving, so we'll continue to work through those things with our accountants and our auditors to get the services that we deserve and that we pay for. So the treasurer and I will work through that. And we'll talk to our accountant when they're in this week again about what we can do and to get what we have contracted for.
Are you saying they changed the partner that we were assigned to?
Yes. Yeah.
That's actually now the standard. Every 3 years to change the partner. It used to be every 3 years you should change your firm to make sure you're getting a different view. But they redid the accounting, whatever, right? Like the accounting standards, and now it's, you can change internal to a partner. That doesn't fix all the other stuff or how it was
Correct.
communicated to
I was
you,
gonna
but
say, or the fact
is
that there was no
a
discussion.
Typical process.
Okay, that's helpful
They
to
should have
understand.
explained that to you, though.
They did not.
Yeah,
We just got our engagement
We got
letter,
an engagement letter and said, oh, this is what's happening.
by the way.
yeah.
So we'll continue to work on that. And then all of my department heads have submitted their performance evaluations of themselves. I will move now to evaluate them and meet with them in the new year. So that is taking place, not just mine, but everyone else's as well. And then departments such as DPW are also undertaking theirs as well. So it's just that kind of time of year, timed it with mine, and we'll move forward on building and growing our team. Any questions? That's all I have for now, but certainly if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me.
All right, thank you. We're all good to move on? That brings us to item 16, public statement 2, limited to 3 minutes on any topic that the township should be considering. If you would like to make a public statement, please step up to the lectern, introduce yourself, and let us know what you're thinking.
Beth Bakke, Bath Township Assessor, employee, Angle Road. I appreciate Kate in bringing that to the board on the employee wages and stuff for the stuff that was, I feel like there's stuff that was lacking. Workplace morale stems, there's a lot of stuff, lack of communication, no recognition, overwork, fear of job loss, toxic culture. All those things are here at Bath Township right now, and I just want the whole board to be aware of that. There's things on there that we don't have, you know, just like we had, that was said today, our medical, dental, optical reimbursement. I don't believe that was on your spreadsheet there. That's a loss to employees of $1,500, that wasn't on there. Ryan, you said that 11%. Instead of 18 or 19.5% for employees. That was an option. Employees could still be contributing 18%. We're just not being reimbursed. I mean, we're not being matched at that 11%.
Yeah.
So this could still be a cut and pay for employees if they're options. So I don't think facts are facts. Then the other part is HSA. Township was covering for people's deductibles, but now they're not. So employees that are they're taking the medical, I'm blessed that I don't have the medical, or I won't be able to work here anymore, because my prescription wasn't able to be covered by the new insurance. So I'm blessed that I have different insurance to have. But they're gonna have they could have $6,000 worth of deductibles that's not gonna be covered, that previously were covered. And that wasn't addressed here tonight. So I'm hearing this stuff from employees, and even though I'm the one standing up to tell you this stuff, I have employees that are telling me outside here that they appreciate that. So I might be the only one standing up here and telling you this, but there are other employees that are saying that they're appreciating that. And I just feel like we're gonna be losing good employees. And I did look it up, and so on a good employee, when you go to lose them, it's $8,000 to $12,000 to replace a good employee. By the time you have loss of advertising, loss of work loss, somebody covering for them, overtime, training, bringing somebody else in. Those are things that we should be looking at as we're doing all these things. Not that we don't need to cover these expenses, but 2 paychecks is not enough. I've been through the James Ramsey financial stuff, financial degrees, and I'm just telling you, I would not make a decision to cut that much money from my income within 2 paychecks, 1 month, to not have no communication to me and to cut that amount of money from my income.
That's 3 minutes, Beth.
Okay, thank you for the
Thank you.
time, and I appreciate it, and I know the employees appreciate the ones that are actually listening. Thank you.
Thanks, Beth. Anybody else want to make a public statement? All right. Hearing none, we'll move on to item 17, board member comments. And my note says, Kate, you are starting today.
I just want to say that I really do appreciate all of the effort and work that our employees have put in this year, and although it might not feel that way with some of our recent actions and changes, I can honestly say that Bath Township has been represented well, and part of being a public employee sometimes means that you're under some public scrutiny, and I appreciate the people who are still willing to step up and engage with the public every day on a daily basis with a smile and a good attitude. I know it can be difficult at times. But I, speaking for myself, I really do appreciate our public employees.
Thanks, Kate. Yeah?
Yeah, I just want to thank the fire department and the police department for risking their lives every day for us. And I sure appreciate all the people who work at the township, because they always am willing to help you with anything that you bring to them.
I don't have anything.
I want to say to Karen, sorry I had so many questions on the budget and didn't
Oh, you're
get to you
fine.
before. Today, I was out of town literally until 5:45 today. Normally, I would have asked you those beforehand, and I just didn't get a chance. I will say that on Friday, the Michigan Townships Association Board named me as the regional representative to their board. Apparently, the member who was representing, I think we're Region 20 or something like that, left, and they needed to replace that person, so I threw my hat in the ring, and they put me there. So hopefully I will be representing us well on that team. It'll be very interesting. I'm excited to learn more about what they're doing and how we can benefit from that. I want to talk a little bit about the changes we've made, and I want to make it clear to Beth and to the staff that the changes that we've made have nothing to do with performance. And 2 things can be true at the same time. The staff is great, we want to reward them, we want to help them, and the township is in a deficit budget of $500,000. So I don't want, it's frustrating if the staff are putting those things together. They're actually 2 separate things. Staff is amazing, we really love staff, and I think we've done a lot to show that in genuineness. Also, we have got to find $500,000 in our budget. So I want staff to know that we value them, but our job is to balance the budget. We have not balanced the budget in 3 years. So more cuts will probably be coming. It could mean loss of jobs, and hopefully the way that we've structured this is that we haven't had to do that yet. But if we don't find revenue, it means it has to come out of cuts, and I think we all should prepare for some very difficult conversations in 2026 about which way do we go? Do we want to ask the taxpayers for more money in multiple ways, or do we want to make some pretty devastating cuts to the township government? One of those things has to happen in the next year. Thank you,
Well said.
thank you.
I don't have anything else to add.
Just want to thank everyone for the, I think it was a productive meeting. And I hope Karen does too. And like I said in the meeting, Friends of Park Lake, a 501c3 around stewardship of Park Lake, is having a celebration of holiday tomorrow at Pins and Pints from 4:30 until 6:30. And we, as Friends of Park Lake, I'm a member, we will provide appetizers for everyone, and you can buy your own alcohol. But we'd like to see you there, get you talking. And Ryan, if you come, Karen, if you come, don't let those people corner you and talk to you like someone did at Bengal that one time. We had a member get Ryan and take him over in the corner and talk to him for about 40 minutes. And
It was a lovely conversation.
oh, yeah, it was. It was about me. But anyway, thanks again, everyone, and let's try to make 2026 even better.
Sherry, you want to bring us home?
Ditto that, and see you tomorrow. Anybody that can come.
I forgot one thing, Ryan.
Go
I
ahead.
would be in big trouble if I did not say thank you to the people who organized the tree lighting
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
this past week in the park. It was very nice. It was well attended. It looked like it was a lot of fun, and I appreciate the people from the township who helped support that. I think it's a really great community event because it just sort of happens. It isn't officially organized or funded by anybody, but it's a few people from the library and a few people from the church and a few people from the museum and a few people from the township who just kind of get together and make it happen. And hopefully it will put in place structures for more things like that to happen.
Thank you. That's,
Yeah, my son volunteered. He got some senior
Yeah,
volunteer hours for
yeah.
that.
it's a nice, just like sense of community thing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kate. All right, if there's nothing else, we're ready for adjournment. Does someone want to make a motion to do so?
Second?
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, we stand adjourned. Thank you, everyone.